Hey, it's Tom from Texas. It's time for another floppy deep dive. Don't tell Parafractic I stole that. But anyway, today I am going to talk about the device, the ultimate device that you need to have for your Commodore 64 and Commodore 128. It has probably brought me more joy and more fun doing different things with my Commodore 64 that I probably wouldn't be doing right now if I did not have this device. And the device I am talking about is the Ultimate 2 Plus. Yes, this thing right here I got from one of my local purchases. The guy who I bought the Commodore 64 from had this attached to it. I didn't even know what I was getting at the time, but I do not know how I would live without this now because I wish I had multiple of them. They are a little bit pricey, I hear. I didn't buy it from the original overseas and have them shipped to me and wait for the long time for it to come. I got it instantly since I bought it locally. And like I said, I really didn't know much about it, so I had to research it and figure out what I could do with it. And once I did, it's a game changer. It really is, because there's just so much you can do with it, and the firmware updates that they're doing all the time with it are just excellent. They're always making it new and fresh. I believe the guy's name is Gideon, who made the Ultimate 2 Plus. And I know there's other videos out there where people talked about this already, kind of went into the detail, and they are much more specific than I'm going to get into it. My purpose is to show you how I use it and what I'm going to be doing with it and how I use it day to day and why I think it is such a game changer, because it's, like I said, there's just so much you can do with it. And so I'm going to go over how I use it and the different things you can do with the Ultimate 2 Plus. There's a lot more that you can do with it besides what I'm going to be showing you in this video, but I just want to show you why I enjoy it, why I like it, and why you too should buy it, because it definitely is the ultimate tool, ultimate item to have for your Commodore 64 and 128. So let's get started. So what's the number one thing that I like about the Ultimate 2 Plus cartridge? Is you can play games with it, and you can play a lot of games, and you can store them on your thumb drive, and it can be D64 files and it could be G64 files. So you could be playing your originals that you're backed up, you could play all your cracks that you backed up. But to be able to access and mount games are just so easy, and you can have them all right there with you to be able to play cool games like this, Beachhead 2, and all the different games out there that we've collected over the years. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Alright, so one of the cool things is when you go in here, going into the floppy, and I got my menu, everything's laid out nice and easy, and you can change this to any way how you like it, just like a folder on your Windows. You can make this any way, quick and easy, so you can access stuff. Currently I'm going through my different cases of floppies, and I'm copying them all over to D64 files and G64 files. Yes, G64 files can be ran on here. So when you have originals and you're copying your originals over, they play on the Ultimate 2 Plus. So that was crucial for me that I can do both. So I'm going to go ahead and go into case number 1 here. And it lists all my different floppies. Yes, I'm real creative with names, you see. So floppy and the different floppies for each one. So I'm just going to go into a random one here and mount the disk. And then I'm just going to do a directory. And mounting the disk, all that means is like inserting your floppy into your 1541 or whatever the case. So here we got some games. I'm going to go ahead and load one up here. Let's just do Shamus. And you can hear it does the noise emulating the 1541 hard drive while it loads up, which is cool. Just a nice little touch that makes it feel like you're more like using the 1541. So here's Shamus Case 2 loaded up on there. Okay, so that's enough of that. So one of my favorite things is the fact that it's easy to get in and out of the different directories and get in and out of the different setups. It's just so simple. So you go into Shift F2 and I can go in here and I have lots of different cartridges that I could use. So I've got Final Card 3, some Action Replay, Super Snapshot for both PAL and NTSC. I have Epyx Fast Load cartridge. And Epyx Fast Load cartridge is what I grew up, so it's one of my favorite, but I also like the Action Replay. So I'm going to go into just select the Action Replay, and I'm going to exit out of here, and it always just has you flash the cartridge, so now it's good to go. And so when I go in here, you can now you can see that the Action Replay is put in. I got the fast in there. I can go back into my Ultimate Plus 2, go into any floppy that I have had switched over, mount it in there, and let's just do a quick directory. So we've got some different games on here, different ones. Let's do Buck Rogers. So anyway, you get the idea. It's quick, it's easy to have access to your whole library to be able to do, and it's in there exactly how my floppy cases are set up. It's just easier for me to find that way. Now, other things you can do in here is you can go and you can play cartridges. So if you got a cartridge, I can enter in here, and I just got a bunch of different cartridges, and it's just like me inserting it right away. So run that card. Boom. Just like that, it's up, it's running. All right, so let's go back in here and let's pick something else we want to play, you know. Beam Rider. I think you get the idea. It's just easy, quick, easy to load up instead of having all those cartridges and plugging cartridges in and out. You got them all right here. Quick, easy, like plugging it in. So what else? What else do I love about the Ultimate 2 Plus that I like to do? Well, here's a quick one that I wanted to show. You can put all your SID songs, and I'm a huge fan of SID songs. And when I was a kid, I actually made some of my own SID songs. I really got into it, thought it was really cool. But one of the really cool things about it is that you could put all the songs, and these aren't all my songs, but you can put all the SID songs that you have directly on here to be able to play them, right? So You want a little bit of Manic Monday? Let's play it. And the cool thing about this is that it has the SID chip built into the Ultimate 2 Plus. So I actually have this in stereo. I have it coming over the speakers of my monitor. Which is coming directly from the Ultimate 2 Plus. And I also have it coming from my regular speakers hooked up to it. So I've got 2 sets of speakers playing my SID songs, which is, to me is pretty badass. So we can go back. Again, you can play all these, you can play whatever you want to play, but this one here is mine. I actually did this. I'm Syrinx. I can actually I'll challenge Adrian's Basement to a dance off, a finger dance off. So Adrian, have any of the courage to battle me to a finger dance off? Anyway, enough of that. So, SID songs, all your SID songs you can put out there, have them on the cartridge, load them right out, play right out, and it's just really, really cool. So my cat decided she wanted to join me. Check out what I'm doing up here. Check out the Ultimate 2 Plus cartridge. I think she's had enough. Come here, Kiki. This is Sophie. So the other thing that I want to talk about is, again, how easy it is to back up, and I'm going to show you. I'm just going to give you an idea because, like I said, I've been doing, I've knocked out 4 cases. I do own ZoomFloppy too. I like ZoomFloppy. I think ZoomFloppy, the nibbler tools, the nib tools, along with the 1571 are great. I have that too, but it's not as easy as the Ultimate 2 Plus. It just isn't. It's so much quicker, and I can just knock out so many more floppies using the Ultimate 2 Plus versus ZoomFloppy. What is ZoomFloppy good for? ZoomFloppy is great for G64 files, for originals, for those kind of things that you got to make a copy of. But when it comes to just copying over your cracked games that you downloaded from the 80s, this is the way to do it. This was quick, it's easy, and I'm going to show you how I do it right now. So I'm going to be using my 1541 right here connected to the Ultimate 2 Plus. What you got to do is you got to go into the settings, which is so easy, F2. And I'm going to switch this 1541. It's going to be my 8 now. And so I'm going to switch my Ultimate 2 Plus to be my drive 9. And so I'm going to exit out of there and flash that. So now, no messing up. This is 9 now. This one's my 8. And this is what I'm going to be copying and doing the copies back and forth from. So I've got my floppies here. I just grabbed the first group in my case number 5. So right now, I'm just going to create a directory. And I'm going to call it Case 5. So I just added Case 5 on there. So I'm going to go up to Case 5 and select that. I'm going to enter it, And so now I'm into case 5, and this is where I'm going to save all my D64 files. So how easy is it? Well, let me just show you, because it is just a piece of cake. So I stick it in here. So I go into software IEC, and I'm going to do an Ulticopy. And so I got my Ulticopy 8. I got my floppy I want to do. I hit return. It's reading my floppy right now, going across the screen. Stars are good. You get dashes, that means errors. See the dash on there? So there is one little error on there. But I'm not going to cry over that, because potentially I had an error on there when back in the 80s, but I deleted nothing, because if you took the time to download something, you always hoped that you would figure out what was wrong with it so you could get it to work again, right? So you never deleted anything, because eventually maybe you'd figure out how to get it to work. So I just name it, my naming system on my floppies. I've been doing the alphabet, so I'm on OR, so I just name it OR. Flip it over, hit enter, ask me if I want to do another, boom, hit return. Now we're doing the backside. And when it was cold here in Texas and we had our snow days and we got snowed in and not going anywhere, that's how I knocked out 4 cases. Because while this is going, it just so quick, boom, boom, boom. No errors. Take it out. Come back over here. Switch it to OS. Done. Moving on to the next one. See how this is a little bit bent? That's the kind of stuff that my fault, not any of that. So this hopefully is not bent too bad on the floppy itself and can actually read this and don't get any errors. Perfect. Bring it out. Do I want to do another? Yep, I want to do the back now. Stick it in. Boom. Round 2. The one thing I did learn about this is do not use it with a 1571. It will work like on the first one, but then it will just stop. It'll give you an error message, but with a 1541, it works perfect every time. You don't get the error messages, and you want to use your 1541 that has a really good reader. If you got an old one that gives you lots of problem, get a good one like mine here that can just knock it out. It's reading these discs like it's nothing, even though look bent to hell, but still. Another disc, roll through it again. Boom. So it just keeps rolling, right? Just like that. And I just gotta say, like I said, I love ZoomFloppy, but this is just so much easier. It really is. It's just night and day, simpler, can do them so much quicker. The naming of it all, everything is just perfect. And once I copy them over, it's already on my little thumb drive. It's good to go. Like I said, I will move it over to my PC, so I'll save it out to the cloud too. So I'm gonna have lots of backups of my different cases and my different floppies that I have. So you get the idea, right? So there they are. There's everything I just moved over. So let's mount that disk. Go into here. Now I switched this to drive 9, so we're going to the directory of drive 9. And boom, there it is. Sea Wars, Star 2, Risk, Turbo Girl. What else could you want? You got a Turbo Girl. Come on. Anyway, so boom, just like that, I have moved over my floppies over to D64 files to do whatever I want with now. I have access to them that quick. Give me ultimate everything. Huh. So this is Turbo Girl. Anyway, you get the idea. Quick, easy access. Boom, I could put those D64 files over, lickety split, and done. So, love that. Think that's a great feature of the Ultimate 2, and probably one of my favorite features is being able to do that. So let's look at something else now. So that's great. You know, you can copy over those floppies, but what about reverse? What if I want to take that D64 file I just downloaded off the internet from some site and put it onto a floppy? I made a video of recreating floppies using Fast Hack'em and using the Ultimate 2 Plus. But someone told me you don't need to use Fast Hack'em. You got everything you need right here in the Ultimate 2 Plus. And that is so true. It's all right here, and I didn't even think of it. And it's using the Action Replays tools right here. So if I go into the utilities, I can go in here and actually copy over items to a blank floppy. So let's get a blank one in here. I think this is blank. Let's see. All right, so we got a formatted floppy here now. So let's say I want to copy something over here from that D64 file or something that I want to copy over here. So I could do the whole thing, or I can do a little bit at a time. So looking on here, we've got B football, Tex basketball, the happiest or happist, and Willow Pat. So just some items on here. So let's say I want to copy now. These are D64 files I just made over here to a floppy disk, so I can do it old school or recreate a floppy that I needed to have that I used to have in the past, but something bad happened to it and I just need to do it, or whatever the case might be. Or I've never had this game before and I want to put it on a floppy. So I can go in here and I can do disk file copy. Again, I'm going to switch my source to 9 and my output to 8. Hit the space bar, hit return. It's going to bring up all the different ones. I can tell it yes or no. Yes, we want this one. No, no text basketball. Yeah, I'll take that one. No, I don't want that one. And boom. So it'll start doing everything right here in the Ultimate 2 Plus. I don't need any Fast Hack'em or any other kind of utility to run on the side for this. I can just copy it directly over to the 1541 just using my Ultimate 2 Plus and using the Action Replay cartridge that's built into it. So it has all the tools I need, transferring to floppies and from floppies, as you can see. And me being a floppy guy, floppy deep dive, I love it. I think it's great. I think it just makes it so much easier to have these tools ready to go, and you can do your collection how you want to do them. And like me, I like to have my collection exactly as how I had it in the 80s. That's what I go for. So if I do have a corrupt floppy, I can get them from the internet, hopefully, the ones that I had before, and recreate that floppy to put it back into my collection again. And that's exactly what I do. So it's asking here if I want to do another disc. No, I do not. So I'm going to say no, I don't want to do another disc. And boom, just like that, we're going to switch this back to 8 and do a directory. We got our B football and the happiest. I'm going to do a directory now of my drive 8. And let's just load this up. I have no idea what the B football is. So you get the idea. So that quick, I've copied some floppies over onto the D64 file. I copied over directly back to the floppies again, whatever I want to copy. It is just that easy and that great of a tool where I got everything I need right there in that cartridge. So it's just perfect. So I hope you enjoyed this video of going over some of the things that the Ultimate 2 Plus can do for you. So like I said, I don't know how I did without it because it is such a great tool to use now, and hopefully you will do a little research. If you don't have it, go out and get it and see if this is something that would help you out. So until next time, thanks for joining me on another Floppy Deep Dive.